Hi, Taurus. You feel it, right? It's like the zhuzh. It's like the universe zhuzhing you up. Venus, your ruling planet, is currently in exaltation in Pisces. And I just feel like old girl's feeling on 10. And there's just this blooming, this blossoming, this coming back to life, this undulation of initiatory energy and just spring. You feel it feels good. And if you're not feeling good, zoom the fuck out. Because there's so much potential, there's so much blooming, there's so much blossoming to be had. I wore this shirt specifically for you guys because it's just like, spring is trying to spring. Let spring sprung in your heart. Hey Taurus, it's your girl Jay, High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2024. Welcome to 2024. I'm going to go ahead, I just feel it already flowing, so let's go ahead, create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, welcoming you in, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2024. I know y'all are still feeling that freaking eclipse, that lunar eclipse in Libra is going to be hitting for the next few months. And then we have a solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th that is going to be really changing the trajectory of our lives. Now, your ruling planet, Venus, who represents love and money and beauty and fashion and the aesthetic and balance and justice and attraction. She is in exaltation, so she's functioning at, her highest capabilities. And I feel like shit's dreamy. You may be in some kind of a dreamy situation. There should be some sort of like new chapter in love, new connection in love. Maybe stuff is ending for you. Maybe stuff is coming to a close. Maybe you're breaking up. And the divine just is asking you to dream bigger, is asking you to feel into all the possibilities. Because on April 5th, Venus starts a whole new chapter and goes into Aries. And I just feel like you're drawing in a new self, drawing in a new relationship to divine feminine and divine masculine energy, drawing in this new connection to like, fuck it and going for it and shooting your shot and really just like putting yourself out there. I feel like a new definition of self-love. And so your ruling planet is going to be in Aries when the solar eclipse happens. And so there will be Venus, Mercury retrograde, Aries, 2:22 on the clock. There's this new kind of mastery that's coming in for you guys. And I feel like a mastery of self, which is going to be like make your situation conducive to new mastery in love and love relationships. Hydrate, light it if you got it. There's Venus, Mercury retrograde, Chiron, and the North Node, all in Aries while this eclipse is happening. So your relationship to yourself, the other, connecting in your life, the way you communicate, the way your mind works, your identity wounds, your traumas, the things that have held you back from authenticity or really like being your whole ooey gooey lovey-dovey self. All that stuff is coming up. And it just feels like you're being sent in a different direction. So, because you're starting a new chapter. Pisces is the end. So this is the end of a cycle, an end of, for some of you, it may feel like an end of an era. But let's get into it. Relax, light it if you got it. So I'm asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2024. Breathe. You're also going to have to use your voice. That's the thing. I feel like your throat is being activated. Your throat chakras are being cleared. Some of you have blockages. Some of you have been holding back on saying stuff. Some of you have a letter or a text that you've been wanting to send. And some of you have made big realizations about family, about money, about business, about your body. There's been this brand new, like this call to a new cycle. And I feel like you've been fighting it. Call to take better care of your body. Call to start working out differently, to start feeding yourself differently, to start caring for yourself differently. There may be someone else around you with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements that there's a new cycle that needs to start with, or needs to happen, and you've been putting off that cycle, or you've been putting off ending something, addressing something in your family, addressing something in your finances, addressing something in your body. And the divine's like, nope. You want to move forward, you're going to have to turn your back on the bullshit and start understanding what it is that you've set in motion. Some of you, it's like you delayed this thing, and the delay has set something in motion. Like you've delayed sending this or saying this or starting this thing, and the delay has forced you now to make moves. And so with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, I feel like the first thing, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, to be clarified on the Selenite throne is your relationship to your body. It's funny, I've been listening to Body by Summer Walker all morning. My heart, my mind, and my body, say it. And so there's just something, I just feel like there is this new relationship with your physical body. Maybe some of you have lost weight. Maybe some of you have lost weight and now you're feeling even more insecure. Maybe some of you have gained weight and you're isolating. Maybe some of you, some of the wounds with your mother are coming up to be resolved. Some of you are having to give closure to yourself with something that has to do with your mother, or illusions falling away, reality breaking through. Some of you are really wanting to change careers, and you know that you've been needing to go in a different direction. I'm telling you, let go or be dragged. Your ruling planet's about to be here in the mix with all this, with the solar eclipse, and you're going in a different direction. Yeah, you're rebuilding. And I feel like whatever it is you're rebuilding, you need to reach out for a mentor, or reach out to someone that's more masterful, or is more experienced, or has been through what exactly it is that you're trying to create or experience. I feel like reaching out to people who are more masterful is really important. I feel like your relationship, some of you are finally going to therapy over all the shit that happened with your family. Some of you, there's people in your family who are finally going to therapy. A lot of like healing has been I feel like is being initiated. Healing, a lot of healing is being initiated, but it's like something had to break, something had to give, something had to fall apart. It's like rebuilding atop the rubble. The metamorphosis has taken place, or the metamorphosis will be initiated with these eclipses. And I just feel like you're finally co-creating something real with the divine, something solid, something sound. There may be other people with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements playing a big role for you. Or you finally, like, we are in Aries season. Aries is the sign of I am. Aries is the sign of me. It is the sign of self-orientation. It is the sign that in the season that will remind you, yo, you got to put your oxygen mask on first, or all this shit falls apart. Everybody falls apart if you don't have your oxygen mask on first. So I feel like some of you are being forced to be more self-oriented, self-centered, and that's healthy, says the Aries. But boom, like an 808, boom, baby, I don't know. There's some kind of, something is booming, something's blossoming. Some of you, there could also be some like lull in finances. From the 10 to the 3 isn't necessarily favorable. So some of you may have been learning harsh lessons in money, or learning harsh lessons in business, but don't fret, you are being rebuilt. You will, it's like you will recover from this. You will recover, and that's not for all of you, but those of you who have like struggled or had a big financial loss in some sort of way, it's teaching you a very specific lesson, and I feel like you're healing your relationship to money. You're acquiring more reverence for the energy of money and figuring out how to be more intentional, how to be more. Oh, you've got Jupiter in your sign and Uranus in your sign. So Jupiter is healing your relationship to luck, healing your relationship to what you have. I feel like Jupiter is healing your relationship to your values, the hierarchy of your values. Some of you have been, I'm just going to say it, I love you, but some of y'all have been materialistic as fuck. Some of you have been superficial as fuck. Or you've been around people who are like that. And maybe you started to kind of, catch that vibe because we are the company that we keep. And so I feel like there's some sort of rebuilding or course correction when it comes to money, course correction when it comes to this, to yourself, course correction when it comes to this Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, course correction when it comes to your career. And I feel like the divine is so entwined with what's going on. And I keep looking at this quote I have written down. The magic that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. I don't know who that's for, but you're welcome. Because Venus is showing up, and I just feel like cause and effect is at play, the consequences of actions. Big decisions are coming up, and this is the cosmic realm of justice. So I feel like destiny is very, very much active in your life right now. Fate, like the cosmic forces that are greater than us, are really showing up for you. And I feel like the scales are recalibrating, and you're going to be forced to make some big decisions, but you don't need to make these decisions from this wounded, painful, victimized version of yourself. I feel like there's a lot going on with transmuting pain into power, you articulating yourself. That's what I'm saying. That throat chakra is coming up to be cleared. Whatever blockages that you've had, there's stuff that you need to say. Stuff, texts that you need to send, calls you need to make, apologies that need to be given. Some of you think, oh, I should be receiving an apology, or I should blah, 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 blah. Okay, you can stay in that mindset if you want. Okay, I'm just saying, you can initiate closure for yourself, but I also feel like some of y'all aren't getting off that easy. You're going to have to say it. You're going to have to use your words. Excuse me. And there may be somebody with Libra placements coming in and playing a big role, or you're getting karma for somebody with a Libra sun, moon, or rising, or you're receiving the consequences of actions. Justice coming out does say that for those of you who have some kind of legal situation going on, I do feel like things go in your favor. I do feel like there is a favorable, just outcome. It just may not be on your timing or your timeline. But I feel like the pillars of your faith are being reestablished. You've got to get more comfortable being truthful. And I'm just going to say this because it's a common thread. I've done hundreds of fucking readings at this, thousands of readings at this point. And Tauruses, because y'all rule the throat, one of the negative aspects of Taurus is y'all be lying. Y'all just be lying about shit. Sometimes y'all just like little white lies, and you believe the little white lies, and then you're like, oh, that wasn't really the whole truth. And it's just like, I feel like your relationship to like what fuckery you let come out of your mouth is, there could be consequences for that. Some of y'all may have told a little white lie, or a little white lie was told to you, and there's consequences coming for it. And so I just feel like you need to get right with the get right when it comes to like saying what you mean, meaning what you say, and telling the whole truth and shaming the motherfucking devil. Justice is like, hey, there are consequences for every action. There's an equal and opposite reaction. And I just feel like you're starting to see the consequences of some things. I feel like a lot of you are finally turning things around, trying to turn things around, and the divine is really showing up for you. Justice coming up says that there is this, God, that's driving me crazy. Justice, nothing drives me crazy. I am sane. I'm in my whole mind. My God did not give me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. See what I did there? And that's something that we've been talking about, is understanding that spoken word supersedes thought. So some of you may be having some really negative thought processes about yourself, about your future. And you may say stuff that is a negative spell you're putting on yourself, or a self-fulfilling prophecy that wants to come to pass because you keep saying it. And I feel like now you've got to learn how to counteract the fuckery that you used to always talk with truth. And so there's something, or with what you want to be true. So if you're like, oh, I'm so stupid, you need to counteract that statement with, I'm fucking brilliant. My intelligence is revealing itself to me on a day-to-day basis. I'm way smarter than I realize. You know, like whatever that's just an example. But I just feel like, remember, spoken word supersedes thought. Words are spells. Even the Bible says life and death are in the power of the tongue. And so it's really important for you to understand what you say matters, and your thoughts create your reality. What you consistently think creates your reality, you know? Because I'm a firm believer that you are not your thoughts. Because you can converse with your thoughts, you are not your thoughts. And there is a separation to be experienced there. Some of y'all are really struggling in the mind. And there are going to be some decisions that are put before you that I feel like involve your destiny. All right, please continue for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2024. Final 2 cards, final 2 messages, please. It's 4 cards. I'm not even taking any of them. None of them flipped over. 1 card at a time, please. Yeah, so there may be like a spill, or like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that, or I can't believe that came out that way. Some of you also, I feel like that makes me think that you need to spend more time with your shadow, because your shadow will go autonomous and push your ass out of the way and have you saying and doing stuff that you didn't necessarily want to say or do. So spend some more time with your shadow this season, so that you can make sure that you guys are on the same page and that you're not fighting or clashing against each other. And that your shadow is just that raw, uncut, unfiltered version of you. Your shadow doesn't give a fuck what other people think. Your shadow wants your attention, your love, and it wants to interact with you. Ever since I started talking about the lies and you having to change your words, cards being real reticent, huh? Did I strike a nerve? One card at a time, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The 8 of Cups. Some of you are having to move. Yeah, damn. Both of the moving cards coming out. There's big decisions around moving, around pursuing your dreams, big decisions around getting out of your comfort zone. So this could be a big change in your location, in your living environment, in the industry that you're in. I just feel like some of you may be turning your back on someone with Libra placements, turning your back, saying your piece, finally like getting out of that comfort zone of silence. Some of you need to do this, need to say stuff, need to give closure to people, need to apologize, or need to speak your piece in some regard, and you should do that. The red coat, or the red, I forgot the word, like robe. The red robe that they're wearing in Justice like carries through. I feel like Justice, like the divine, Venus is getting active. Justice is Venus. And Venus is coming out of Pisces and going upward, making that climb into Aries. And I just feel like Venus is about to have you active, baby. About to have you turning your back on bullshit, getting out of situations that you know you shouldn't be in, and moving towards harmony in the mind, moving towards maybe somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. There may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements moving towards you, or finally getting the fuck out of Dodge. Final card, final message. And I just feel like you're finally in this place where you're not running from your subconscious mind, probably because your subconscious mind has you in a fucking chokehold right now with your ruling planet being in Pisces. And so you're being forced to evaluate the root of why you act the way that you act, why do you allow what you allow, what learned behaviors have contributed to maybe the dysfunction that you're experiencing or feeling. I feel like it's a great time for therapy, for switching things up in therapy. If you're already in therapy, it's time to, I feel like, get it maybe a different kind of therapist, or start like, maybe you go to hypnosis. Maybe you start working with more of a Jungian style therapist. Maybe you start doing sleep therapy or aromatherapy, or there's like different kinds of healing modalities that I feel like would be really beneficial for you. Massage therapy, myofascial release therapy, somatics, like working on your somatics. Final card, final message for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2024. And the final card is the Hangman reversed. You're finally getting that aha moment. You're finally getting freedom. I feel like in some sort of way you're cutting yourself out of the confusion. And when Venus goes into Aries, there's a whole new set of potential, a whole new set of love. There's so much freedom. I feel like you finally are dropping a lot of this emotional baggage. Maybe some of you are dropping physical weight. And I feel like the physical weight that you're dropping is tied to the fact that there's emotional baggage that you're finally healing and letting go of. So bottom of the deck being the Fool, there may be somebody with Aries, Aquarius, or Leo placements coming into your life, or that you're getting this freedom from, or you're providing freedom to them. But I just feel like there's all this new potential. There's this movement. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of letting go of? Some of you are so in love with your pain, so in love with the struggle story, so in love with like the hustle culture or the grind culture that you've tied up your identity in it. Your identity is tied up in what you do. And I feel like what you do is not who you are. And maybe a lot of you need to remember that. But I feel like your relationship to your mental health, your mental practices, your relationship to addiction is changing. Some of you are finally getting help. Some of you are finally, like, you're done drinking, done smoking excessively, done, going to the gym excessively. Some of you are like, you're starting to notice your addictive habits and tendencies, and you're finally doing something about them. You're making big choices. Justice at the center of the reading. That's, we only got 2 major arcana out. So I feel like this is, center of Aries season, major redirection. And the closer we get to your season, there's freedom. There's this moving forward. Yeah, there's this moving forward. And slow and steady wins the race. This is your energy. And I feel like slowly, you don't need to force yourself to do anything. Aries season is going to have you thinking that you need to do everything at lightning speed, and that's a farce. That is a lie. That's an illusion. So let me zoom out for a second and just see. Hydrate, light it if you got it. You may be feeling stuck or held up in some sort of way. And I just feel like that's not the real reality. You've been slowed down in some sort of way because you're being, it's like God downshifted for you. Because this big decision that's coming in, this big occurrence that's coming in is, and I feel like this is the eclipse, it's sending you in a completely different path. And in a path towards truth, a path towards self-acknowledgement, a path towards accountability, a path towards taking your power back and realizing just who the fuck you are. Because what this is giving is, allow me to reintroduce myself. And I'm excited to clarify all this over on the plunge. I'll see you over there. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. Over there we clarify all of the cards. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. All the links are in the description box below, so don't be afraid to check it out. But Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, with Justice at the center of the reading, this is just like in the ways that you've been wronged, the divine is conspiring to make things right. I feel like you've been a hurt person that has hurt people. And you've been really hard on yourself for how much you've hurt people, but you haven't given yourself like time to evaluate just how much you've been hurt, just how much you've been wronged. And it's like, okay, give yourself a little bit of time there to own that, but don't let yourself wade in the water of like your trauma. I feel like you're being initiated to do something about it. So your ruling planet in Pisces has attracted in these people, places, experiences, and aha moments that are like, damn, this is what I believe in. Or I don't believe in that anymore. And when come April 5th, when Venus goes into Aries, she's going to be attracting in connections, people, experiences that really force you to realize who you are and what you're ready to do about it. And you're going to start to see the disparity, what is that word? The discrepancies between it's like, how do I word that? It's like you finally being privy to like your shit. You can see how you've been holding yourself back. You can see who you are in your head versus how you are in real life. Like, do your actions match your ambitions? And I feel like that's what's being revealed to you, because you have new ambitions. You have these things that you want to do. And I feel like you want to go in a very specific direction, but you've been halting yourself. And from the front to back, offers coming in from the front to back, but you've been so caught up in the past, caught up in what you deserve, what you don't deserve, that you haven't been as action oriented as you about to be. Let's get into it. I'll see you over in the plunge. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.